Can you tell me about the founding story of Spatula?
Definitely. So, um, I was studying in Seattle. And Seattle is in France. It's in so the main campus. It's in Fontainebleau, in France, and it's a very very small town. And this was during the peak of the pandemic, where there was lockdowns everywhere, and food wasn't that readily available actually. So, frozen food, from grocery stores, frozen food was actually a big part of our lives as students at that time. And there's particularly one brand called Picard, and what they do is really high quality premium gourmet frozen food. And I was just astonished by the quality and the variety that a store like this offered, because as you know, in Canada and North America, frozen food isn't seen as that premium or not that great, right? And I realized, wait a minute, the French, they embrace frozen food for family meals. They feed it to kids. They have it. They use it as complements and supplements for dinners and dinner parties, for that matter. And I thought, hey, if frozen food is good enough for the French, it probably could be good for us as well, right? And I think it's really just about the mentality and the quality of the food that they were cooking. So I said, hey, I think there's an opportunity here, but I also realized that if we just brought frozen food to Canada, eh, people, there's stigma around it, the connotation around it isn't really going to sell, right? So that's where sort of this founding story, I guess, sort of comes through. So Sheila, my wife, who actually joined me for parts of my journey in France. So she's a dietitian by training, and she's also a marketer. So if I think about a food business like this, there's the operation, the business side of things. There's a marketing side of things, of course. And Sheila was the perfect sort of sounding board and a co-founder to kind of help us kind of get going there. And then the last part, and probably one of the most important parts, is the culinary and the food side of things. And that's where my co-founder, Wallace Wong, comes into the picture. So Wallace and Sheila actually know each other from elementary school days. So they're friends, and that's how we sort of got introduced. But Wallace is actually a Michelin trained chef, and he's worked at some of the most famous restaurants, the best restaurants in the world, right? Such as Momofuku, Alinea, Noma. And he's worked in that industry, and um, over the years, I guess he decided that it's pretty tiring work to work in restaurants, and it's and the pay and the salary is not that great. So he realized, hey, what if he could pivot his career a little bit? And he went towards social media, and that's where he then joined competitions such as like Top Chef Canada or Chop Canada, and he was able to win and become finalists in some of these TV shows. And his TikTok videos are amazing. And over the course of several years, he's now built a TikTok followership of over a million followers. And I realized, wait a minute, there's a lot of these chefs like Wallace out there. What if we can leverage their brands, um, cook their recipes, give them royalties, right? Get them to be a part of the profit sharing sort of business model, and have them really share the story and share the word of Spatula to kind of get us that initial acquisition, and to really support Spatula as this brand that is premium and high quality frozen food rather than just frozen food. So that's how the three of us got together and we started building Spatula.